We're live. What's up, everybody? Julie is coming. She's finishing up, cleaning up after dinner. We had fresh salad from the garden with pork chops. It was wonderful. Pork chops. Oh, hey, wait. It was wonderful. Pork chops. Oh, hey, wait. That's weird. Gotta turn that off. That's pretty. That was real. That's weird. Hey, we got 3 or 4 folks coming in. Give us a thumbs up. More coming on. You know what the deal is. If you haven't been here before, welcome to Conversations. We just hang out for 45 minutes to an hour or so. We talk about what's going on in our world, in your world, in the church. And talk about stuff that we like or you like, questions you may have. So if you have any question, you can. Hey, Kim, you're always first one in there, girl. You are with it. I always miss seeing you, but soon we can have coffee together. Hey, Kimballs, up and at 'em. You guys are right there, right there. Type is who you are. Others are still coming on. As you come on, type in on the chat who you are so we'll know who's in the group. Be ready to type in questions or thoughts you'd like for us to talk about tonight. We just have conversations from what you all would like to talk about. I have some ideas tonight of some things too. When Julie gets over here, we can talk about some things I think would be fun to hang out together. So again, we have others. We got Kim, Ron, and Melinda. Who else is out there? I see more people are out there, but I don't see you in the chat yet. So let us know who is here by typing in the chat. Typing in the chat. I got Scooby here. What's up, Scoob? We want to say Scoob? Scooby, what's up, Scooby? Scooby Dooby. What's up, Scooby Dooby? Yeah. What's up? What's up? Yeah. See, he's looking for crumbs. He's looking for crumbs. Say hello to everybody. Hey, say hello to everybody. No. Mom just opened the door, so he's heading out. Hi, Michelle. How you doing, girl? Glad you jumped on board with us. Tevin, yo man, good to see you and others. When you jump on, hit that like button and thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed. You hear Julie making her drink. She's getting ready to come over. She's waiting as long as possible. Come on, who else is out there? We got some good stuff to talk about today. If you can, share this out there. Hit that share button right now. Boom, hit share. Boom. And you can get things going. So I know Kim, she's here. She's here. I keep calling on her and she keeps walking around, finishing up what she was doing. She's getting ready to, I got her chair. See her chair, Kim? I got her chair sitting. Got a chair right here for her. So she is coming because we can't do it without Juju. That's what the grandkids call her, Juju. So come on, Juju. Kimberly's worried about you. Want to know where you are. Y'all got something to drink while we chat? This is my Diet Dr. Pepper. It's the last one I got at the house. So tomorrow, I'm going to have to go to the store and get some more Diet Dr. Pepper because I can't do a pandemic without my Diet Dr. Pepper.
That's truly sad.
Julie got A&W root beer. So who likes root beer versus Dr. Pepper? We know Dr. Pepper is a whole lot better for you. That prune juice. Root beer. Eesh. like, y'all remember those little barrels at Halloween? You used to get those little barrels.
Oh, those are good.
Those root beer barrels. I used to give those away. I didn't like those.
I'm cold.
Thanks for the thumbs up. Who else? There's more people out there. Come on, tell us who you are. Kim, here is Juju.
I feel like we're in the mental winter.
What did you put on?
I'm freezing.
You're in the house.
I can't help it.
The heater's on.
It's not warm.
Warm at the farm.
Not very warm.
Can y'all believe this? We're in May, and they're like saying a possible, slight freeze. Like, no, the tomato plants cannot. Hey, Kim's saying something to you.
I can't.
Melinda Kimball, I knew I loved you, girl. DP is it. That's it. That's it.
Hey, Kim.
Michelle, what is your favorite? Dr. Pepper or root beer? All right. So since we're talking about favorites, I thought that we would talk about some favorites tonight for help y'all in the conversation. Now, remember, some of this conversation relies on you to throw out there questions or topics you'd like for us to talk about. So I'm going to ask some of our favorites. So you have to start because ladies go first. So who is your favorite author? Now, hold on a second. Who's your favorite spiritual author? Like books about spiritual growth or spiritual context. And then who is your favorite just secular author, just fun reading? So I have mine. She has to think a second, but I know who mine are. Who's your favorite Christian author? I don't have a favorite. Oh, come on.
I don't. I like lots of them. No. I really like C.S. Lewis. And I really like, now I can't think of his name. Tozer. A.W. Tozer.
A.W. Tozer.
And I like John MacArthur. And I like a lot.
Okay, now when it comes to spiritual authors, you have more of a doctrinal author versus a.
Let's get technical now.
No, it's just like it's more like I don't know how to say it.
There are devotional authors. There are Christian fiction authors.
And doctrinal authors. So my doctrinal author would be John MacArthur. Yeah. Even though recently he's really disappointed me on some things, but we won't go there.
We all disappoint at times.
Yes, we all. Last week on the message, people say, "What if I mess up?" Well, welcome to the club. Everybody,
not a person alive.
Everybody messes up. Now, when it comes to like a devotional, Max Lucado. Max Lucado would be my favorite. I have to be careful how I say this. He just writes really well.
He has a way with words.
Very
He's really
applicable.
Good with words.
Hey, Cheryl. Good to see you.
Charles Swindoll. I like his a lot too.
Good books.
Top list. My top list is long.
And then secular author, just fun reading secular author. Well, you've read so many. I'm limited on this one because I don't do a whole lot of that. Mine is John Grisham.
I like John Grisham.
That would be mine. John Grisham. Love his stories, his books, and his plots and how he writes. If I go to the beach and just want to have a relaxing time reading, that's who pretty much I'm going to read is John Grisham on the beach for sure. Who is your easy reading?
Easy reading.
Fun.
I have a lot
author, second too. Author who's you really enjoy. Who do you read a lot of?
I like The Hunger Games. Is
that an author?
No, but I can't remember the author. That's why.
Somebody help her out. Who wrote The Hunger Games? I don't know. I don't even understand The Hunger Games completely, I don't think. Honestly.
I don't know. If you haven't asked me, I could just go tell you. I have a lot.
Oh, you read so much.
I know. All
right, what's a series? You read different series. What's your favorite series?
I have a favorite series.
Yes.
And I can't remember
the
author's
what
name.
Series have you liked or enjoyed?
I like the one that took the fairy tales and rewrote them. I can't remember the authors, but it was like 4 or 5 books.
Took the fairy tales and rewrote them.
See, this is bad. I
I missed that series.
I can't do this off the top of my head. Oh, you have low battery.
J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling. You read Rowling?
Tell me the name of the books. Sometimes I'm better with book names. Suzanne Collins' The Hunger Games. I like The Hunger Games. I like all of those.
Suzanne Collins.
the young adult. A few years back, I went to the young adult section of the library. It was less like thumbing through. You take home books and you get 20 pages in. You go, nope, don't think so. Got to take it back. And so I figured young adult section would be safe. Well, just let me tell you, it's truly not. Some of them I'm thinking, what in the world were you thinking? This is no appropriate for a young adult nor a old adult. So you just have to be careful. And now that I'm sad to say it really goes into the children's section also.
Yeah.
So you just have to really look through your books.
Especially Days Day, yeah.
And know.
So we got Kayla and Ann Downs.
I read
I haven't read any Ann Downs. Have you read Ann Downs?
You'd have to tell me what. You have to tell me a book name.
Hey, Kayla, thank you. I have to look that one up. Fun author is Jody. I can't read that. Picoult?
I've heard of her. And I probably have read some.
I haven't read any Picoult. I'll have to look that one up. See, during this pandemic, we can like adventure out some of these reading things. Maybe a little bit when you got maybe a little extra time there. Every leader is a reader. Who said that?
Jay Strack, as far as I know.
No, it wasn't Jay Strack.
That's where I remember hearing it.
Every that's true. Manager of the Orlando Magic.
Pat Williams.
Pat Williams. Every leader is a reader. And everybody's leading somebody somewhere. It's a great sermon series. Let's call it Great Leaders, Great Stories, Great Results. Yes! We had Abraham last week. This Sunday, sneak preview, we have Sarah, a leader who laughed at God. She wasn't the only one. Her hubby laughed first, but she laughed. A leader who laughed at God. What can we learn from a leader who laughed at God? Abraham was a leader who didn't know where he was going, right? Had some great things to learn from Abraham. Sarah, a leader who laughed at God. We're going to take a look at that this Lord's Day. Don't miss it. 10:30 live stream. We'll talk about it. Who else is popping up? I see stuff rolling up. I can't see it. Jay is my reader. Cheryl, Jay is my reader and reads Tim LaHaye Left Behind series. I read the Left Behind series. Those were good. I enjoyed those. That's Tim LaHaye, but wasn't it the Left Behind? Wasn't Tim LaHaye? I thought it was Johnston. Jerry Johnston. He didn't write those? The Left Behind series? I think he did. Tim LaHaye.
I'm sure Cheryl knows since they're reading it in their house now. He probably has the book.
Johnston, I thought. Or not Johnston. Jenkins. Jerry Jenkins.
I don't think that's right either.
You don't?
I don't know.
See?
My brain is fried.
My weaknesses
My brain was fried before COVID.
Exposed.
And that's really fried.
Weed is exposed. All right, so that was some favorite times on some favorite authors. All right.
That's it.
Sure. Rob Jenkins. Rob, is it Rob Jenkins, Cheryl, that wrote or helped write the Left Behind series? Jenkins, I remember that because he came to our church and spoke years and years. It's in Florida, church in Florida, not here in Hermitage. All right, that was our favorite books, favorite author. I had other.
How many of you had tree problems at your house?
Oh man, the storm.
Everybody I've talked to has had some kind of tree problem, either in their street or their house.
Going on. I read someone on Facebook, they were turning off of 40 onto Mount Juliet when that front hit, and they said they couldn't even drive. All the cars had to stop. It was raining so hard they couldn't see where they were going, and they thought the windows were going to explode on their car. It was blowing so hard. So it came here, but it went through everywhere kind of quick, but boy, it left some damage behind. I know that, kind of the same area. It's kind of we hit an alley here for it for sure. So
Anne, I remember Anne was walking. That was not a good place to be.
You guys were
I'm glad you're okay.
You were like a mile away or something, or you were out there and you just like, whoa, and you just took off running.
So 2020 has its own, it's going to have its own category as far as the year to remember. I can't even, I have no words to even express 2020. But my word of advice to you is this. Always check the weather before you do anything hourly. Check it hourly because it has been crazy.
I don't know if I could do that, but I do check it.
We check it a
But
lot.
Anne, we're glad you're okay,
Yes.
man. I read that story. I was like, man alive. And it came up. We knew we got alerts on our phones.
And we got a weather radio courtesy of Leanne Hinkle's recommendation.
Since the tornado hit so close, we got a weather radio. And now that thing goes off.
Devin checks it every minute.
We kind of catch it before it's on its way. We kind of knew it was coming, and so we got things batched down this time. And man, it was going for it. So
something I have really enjoyed is along my little blogs and things I read, there was one lady that was doing a postcard exchange. And I cannot remember, I don't know if she was or is a Christian or is a Christian side or just someone in the gardening / homesteading world that decided to do it. But anyway, so I signed up for it. I thought this will be fun. You send postcards of your home state to 4 other people. So I had had 4 ladies in, I can't remember all the states now, but one was in Oregon, and they were spread out. One in Minnesota, I think, and then 2 others, maybe Ohio. I don't remember, but I have 4 different places. And so I sent my postcards out, and I put my address on them. And I thought, if they wanted to write back, that's fine. Then Polly goes, what if they're in prison? I went, oh, shoot. I just sent my address out to someone that could be in prison. I don't know. Not that that's a bad thing, but I would want to know before I gave my address.
Why do I think of things like that?
I don't know. So anyway, I thought, well, it is what it is. I can't worry about that right now. But I got 2 postcards from the 4 people that got me, and they were fun. One was in Florida. She sent me a Disney one. And the other lady, I can't remember, she didn't send a postcard, but she sent a picture of nature, an area in her farm that nature was reclaiming and how it's changed over the 14 or 15, whatever many years she's lived there. And it was one of her favorite places. And I thought that was really neat. Now, my postcards, on most of them, I think I ran out of room on one before I remembered to write it. I said, I hope you don't mind, but I prayed for you as I put this in the mail. So then I got one back, and Polly said, this is one of the people that you wrote. And I went, no, I didn't. She said the name. And I said, I don't recognize it. I don't think I wrote them. He goes, no, on the front it says, thank you for writing to me. I went, oh, I guess I did. So I come back in and I look it up. And this person is not in jail, but they're also, since I didn't have a lot of information, I didn't have any information about them except where they lived. It turns out that she's a 16-year-old girl that's in Oregon. And it was really interesting. So I'm going to write her back. She just said, before you wrote me back, I was really depressed, and I thank you for writing. And it's not anything I said. It's just a fact that, can you imagine being 16? I mean, it's hard enough at 61. Am I 62? I think I'm 62. It's hard enough at whatever age I am now to, we hit that like, okay, I've had enough of this in-house thing. I'm ready to go out, even though I like being home. I'm just ready to see my friends face to face and actually be able to touch them and sit down in a restaurant, eat, kind of like our normal life before. But I can't even imagine if I was 16 or a graduating senior. We talked about some of that last week. And so I'm going to write her back. And I thought, Lord, this is a way that, and she said, thank you for praying for me. So I don't know where she is, but here's a way that I can use some of my extra time and send a postcard. So I thought maybe for this week, and you can tell us next week what you've done, if there's someone, either a stranger, you have an address or something like that, or just someone in your past that you've not talked to in a really long time, maybe now, whoever God brings to your mind, send them a postcard, send them a note, say, hey, this is a crazy time for all of the world, and just thought you came to mind, wanted to see how you were doing, or is everything okay? I just think that would be fun and really neat. So it's a way I thought that we could do that together this week and then talk about it next week, because I sure would like to hear if you hear any results from that or who came to your mind and why. They don't have to be by name, but you can just say a friend from a long time ago. So that's what I did. And I enjoy going to the mailbox now, I thought, is somebody written back, or am I going to get another one of my postcards? I don't know why he's laughing at me.
She enjoys going to the mailbox.
Well, I do. I like snail mail. Okay, I'm done. Gotta read and see what y'all are talking about.
So some things came up. We need to be praying for Cheryl. I think it said her 5th family member has died in 2020.
Your uncle.
Cheryl and Jay, so much for you guys. So sorry. I honestly, I don't know what to say except, man, we love you guys. Praying for you. I know it's really, really been hard, especially in the pandemic and those kind of things. And your comments. I know you've had a tough year.
You had surgery this morning on your hand. I guess you're feeling well enough to.
This is another surgery, right?
Yes,
and you had a surgery earlier, I remember, and now you've had more. So I guess the other healed up pretty well. So we're praying for you too, girl.
She's worked hard
all
on
the other
it.
stuff that you're kind of walking through. We get that. Don't need to talk publicly about those things, but man, you've been in our thoughts and prayers as well. So tough stuff. I know some folks on Facebook are saying, all right, 2020, we're done with you. It's May, but we're done. Let's bring on 2021.
It's not turned out quite as I envisioned. I remember in December, I was thinking 2020, that is such a cool sounding year. This is going to be so fun. And then a lot of the Bible art journaling things like 2020, God's vision, God's 2020 vision for this year. And we still have God's vision, and he has not left us, but it is way different than what I was anticipating.
What does it say? My ways are not your ways.
They're certainly not. And that's okay.
Something about that we need to remember.
We're learning quite a bit.
Yeah. It talks Sunday. Again, we're going to hit on some of that. Leadership has surprises. Do you think Sarah was surprised when she was going to turn 90 years old and God said, you're going to have a child?
Or she laughed.
You think she's like, what? And laughed? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Surprises, they're not always a bad thing. They're always sometimes a good thing, but they can stretch. This pandemic surprise has definitely stretched. Hopefully you're taking advantage of the stretching moment. So cool deal. What else?
Nothing. Oh, Marlene's looking forward to Sunday's message. Thanks, Marlene.
It's in the deal. They're getting it done. I love it. People are saying, how does the pastor get from his home? Because I do life group with some people at 9, and they want, how does he get to the church so fast? It's the helicopter. You don't know I have a Hermitage Hills helicopter?
He's got jokes.
I get the helicopter lands right out here in the farm, and I get on it, and it, 10 minutes, I'm landing at the church, run out, do the message. Thank you for that helicopter. That's really sweet. I'm just kidding in case you think that's real.
Yeah, we have a Learjet too.
Like Creflo Dollar. I think that's how you say his name. I don't know.
We did go on a nice long bike ride on the motorcycle. Motorcycle, yeah.
Bike.
On the motorcycle Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. I forgot what day it is. Saturday.
There's like 8 of us.
And that was really, really nice. Just to be outside. And
beautiful day, sunshine, good weather, great roads. We just rode and stopped. Stopped and stayed separate and hung out and talked a little bit. And we'd ride a little further and we'd stop, and see the sights and talk a little bit and keep riding. We didn't eat at a restaurant. That's
I don't know what they did after we left.
Was a
we
culture
peeled
shock.
Off early because we had.
They rode to 4:30. Mike told me
they were gone all day.
We left at noon. We started like at 9, and
but I had to build up. I had to build up my body for a long bike ride.
You gotta get the motorcycle seat ready.
Yeah, the one you carry around with you all the time. Oh yes, Deborah. Emails will come in. We might as well say a few other things that people can take for truth. Those were jokes, right? People, we do not have a jet or a helicopter.
My keyboard's got a key. Delete.
All right.
Deborah, good to see you. Glad you're in the group. Give me those thumbs up. I only got 6 thumbs up. There's more people out there. Tell us who you are. Tell us who you are, where you're at. If you're not local, some are not local. Jump on out there on the chat. Let us know who you are. Any question you want to ask us, throw it out there. Juju will answer it. Not a problem. Not a problem. All right, so I had another favorite I was going to ask. Now I can't remember what it was.
I don't know. Somebody's going to have to hunt down Greg and Paula.
What is your... Yeah, where's Greg and Paula?
Our question answer.
Where's Greg and Paula? Somebody text Greg and Paula.
Oh, Gary does a good too.
And the Brooks. Where are the Brooks?
Well, Gary, come on. Does he ride?
There's Gary, finally.
Yes. What am I thinking? Favorite class. Of course he does. Well, come on. Well, that's the first one we've been on in a while.
Yeah, well, he said, will it ride? You want to ride? Mm-hmm. Come on. Yeah.
Have no thumbs up on my screen.
Really?
You still got the preaching. Are you saying, hey, Paula, you still got the preaching like you're still doing it? Or are you still preaching? Or
I got confused on that one.
That's all right.
Favorite fruit?
Oh.
Favorite fruit?
Mango. See how much he knows about me?
40 years. You'd ask me that question, what her favorite fruit was.
Said?
I would have never said mango.
What would you have said?
Strawberry.
I think even watermelon comes in above strawberry.
My favorite fruit, yellow meat watermelon.
Yellow.
Yellow meat.
And all the things we've gotten seeds for, you've never once asked for a yellow meat watermelon seed.
That's true.
How would I know that? Yellow meat. Banana. Tevin likes banana. Oh, bananas are popular. Yay, Kayla. Mango's the only way to go.
Banana.
Marlene, I like that.
Favorite fruit is banana.
Oh, I bet they are good.
I do like bananas because they're easy. I mean, they peel real easy. They're easy to eat.
That's pathetic.
I do like that.
Well, so are apples.
It's less work.
You don't even have to do anything. You just bite. Strawberries. You don't have to take out the stem.
I like apples with peanut butter. Anybody with me on that one?
That's pretty good. I like apples with caramel.
With peanut butter. I like it with caramel too. But I like apples with peanut butter. What's y'all's favorite fruit out there? Come on, throw it out there.
No. Tevin doesn't want any peanut butter on his banana.
Really, Tevin? Have you ever tried it?
Well, Sherry has brought... We don't have a yellow one from Sherry. Did Sherry bring a yellow one?
Yes, she did.
Did I not?
Did someone say that?
Deborah.
I think Sherry did do that for me one time. I miss old Cruz, Sherry Cruz. Deborah, text Sherry, see where Sherry is. She should be on here talking to us.
About watermelons.
She knows her dad. Is it her dad or Jeff's dad?
Tevin, how do you know you don't like peanut butter if you've never had any? You could at least try it.
Who doesn't like peanut butter?
Tevin.
Tevin. Are you an American?
Jeff's dad. Jeff's dad
grows watermelons. They grow a lot of watermelons.
Tevin only eats macaroni and cheese. Kayla's ratting him out.
Tevin, don't tell me you eat Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Oh, I like Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Now that stuff is like concrete.
I like
in your gut.
It's my childhood
memory.
It
is all fake.
Peaches are good.
It's chemicals
Peaches
in
might
a bowl.
Be tied with watermelon. Right under mango.
Peaches.
I really do like fruit.
Peaches.
And lately, I've really enjoyed. Oh shoot! I forgot the name of them. But that's that tree out there is supposed to be growing. Persimmons. Persimmons. But only a certain kind.
It's my favorite. What's the name of it?
I am losing it, y'all. I'm just losing it. Oh my goodness. Well, when we get back together, I'm feeding Tevin a spoonful of peanut butter.
Kim, I'm with you, girl.
Velveeta. I like
strawberries
Velveeta.
Dipped in chocolate. You know, when you have those weddings or functions and they have the chocolate fountain. I like that. You get strawberries and dip it. I like those kind of people with that kind of wedding. What's your favorite part of the wedding?
The cake.
Now, I could have told you that. Anybody asked me that question, I got that one down.
I rate how good your wedding is by how good your cake is.
That's exactly right. She's got them rated. She's got them listed. She knows the ones that had the good cake.
The good cake.
The good cake, not that dried with the
yes, I know Kraft macaroni and cheese is horrible for you, but I still like it. Can't do the fountain
plastic icing. What's that plastic icing called?
Plastic. It's not plastic.
To me, it is.
No, he's talking about.
What is that stuff?
Oh
called?
Shoot, I can't remember that either.
What's it called?
You know when you cut flowers out at fondant.
Not fondue.
No, not fondue. Fondant.
Fondant?
You roll out slabs. It's really beautiful. They make beautiful cakes, but they're not very tasty. The icing part isn't, to me.
Julie,
Fondant,
Marlene wants to know if that's her sweater you're wearing.
No, you have one like this, Marlene? It's my sweater. No, this is not the sweater. No, well.
Do you have
matching.
sweater?
No, we have matching sweaters, but they're short sleeved, aren't they? We have a matching short sleeve sweater.
Marlene would remember that.
Marlene can't remember anything either. Sorry, Marlene.
There it is. Fondant.
I said that. That is my sweater. It is not your sweater.
Fondant. That's plastic icing. It ain't real.
Oh, man.
They make cakes out of them. Like, what? It's that sour cream icing. So it's sour cream.
Also, speaking of macaroni and cheese, I don't like it with those crumbs on it either. Just personal preference.
All right.
But that's the same with banana pudding.
How do we get to macaroni and cheese?
I don't know. Banana pudding has to have meringue. I think we have already talked about that.
We have. We're not going there again.
Yeah. Buttercream, yes. Buttercream. Baked mac and cheese, yeah.
Buttercream, is that the icing?
It's
not sour cream, it's buttercream.
I like cream cheese icing too.
Cream cheese, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what Paul likes.
Cream cheese icing.
Which is why we like carrot cake, because it has cream cheese icing.
Yeah, I like the icing on carrot cake.
Okay, enough.
The carrot makes good.
All right, so what else do we have?
Oh, Tevin's chiming in with baked macaroni and
cheese. It's good. I like baked macaroni and cheese. We do this eat banana.
Hey, you getting hungry?
Yes, the bundt cakes. Mm-hmm.
Nothing
but bundt.
But bundt.
They have a lot of knockoff recipes, for anything you can find. But I did some of the bundt cake ones, and they were pretty good. Probably not quite as good as the real one, but pretty good. Macaroni salad.
All right, wait. Enough of the food. Who was your favorite professor?
My favorite professor, well, I had two. I had two favorite professors. One was my biology professor.
At what school?
University of Central Florida. And he took us, I have three favorite professors. He took us, I forgot about the other one. He took us all, on field trips, and we identified things. But the one thing, I remember one quote from almost every one of them. And it was like, the best time to buy mushrooms is when they look pretty nasty, like they're almost going bad, because they're cheap and they still taste fine. So that's what I learned from him.
From the store,
yeah. Not walking around. That's what I remember from him. And I loved my computer professor, not because I'm any good at it. I'm terrible at it. I still am. And this was at the beginning, like when you were trying to learn code, all this kind of stuff. But I liked him. He came in. He was unapologetically a Christian. He told the whole class, this is the one time I get to talk to you all and everyone listens. And if you don't like what I have to say, that's okay by me, but I want you to know who I am, basically. And he is the first person I remember saying all the things that are found in the Bible, that they are really already doing some of that as far as like computer chips embedded into skin and using that cashless society kind of thing. They have already test marketed and done some of those things. And that was back in the 70s. So fast forward that and think about the technology, what we're doing now, and how it's set up for some of the end time scenarios that people read about. So I thought that was very interesting. I'll never forget that about him. And then the third one.
You can't have three favorites.
I'm sorry. I can't too, because nobody else is asking any questions.
It's not a favorite then.
You can have three favorites.
Okay.
You say like your mostest favorite one. I'm not sure that's a word, but you made me forget
your third one.
Yes, there was a class called Science Fiction Physics. I'm a science teacher, but I'm a life science teacher. I do not like the physical side of the science realm at all. I'm terrible with motors. I'm terrible with visualizing that kind of stuff. I'm just not good. Physics was hard, but the science fiction physics was fabulous. He was a really cool professor. Everybody liked him. He was young. And basically all we did was read science fiction books. And then we talked about, could it actually happen? Some of the scenarios and scenes that they set up, the physics of it. Could it happen? Would it work? I'll never forget that class. Who cares? It was a good book. It was a bad book, but he was fun. That's it. I'm done.
I have one.
One? Who?
Had a lot I enjoyed. But
I think yours was my favorite too, of yours. Your favorite was my favorite of yours.
You weren't in my class.
Yeah, but I like that professor in seminary, the one that his aunt came down and brought us meals. Is that your favorite?
Dr. Roy Fish.
Yes. See, I knew that.
Dr. Roy Fish taught evangelism at Southwestern Seminary. It was the only, in my history of education, I have a doctoral degree, so I've had a lot of classes. Of all my educators and professors, he was the only one I ever forgot to take notes because I was so enthralled in what he was saying. And so I was listening so intently, I would go, oh no, I forgot to write that down. And it was so, so good. Dr. Roy Fish. He's gone to be with the Lord, I think.
He wasn't. And I remember him talking about him all the time. And his aunt lived down the street. His aunt or his mother, I can't remember, a relative of his, lived down the street from us in Duncanville, Texas. And she came and brought us a dish or a meal and welcomed us to the neighborhood. And then we figured out who she was. So I remember that too. Polly always talks about him. So
Kayla jumped in there with
journalism and New Testament, and then Tevin, public speaking.
Wait, Kayla, I got to talk to Kayla. Kayla, tell me, I should know this about you, but I don't remember. Where did you take New Testament? Because I'm thinking you went to Western Kentucky. Aren't you a Western Kentucky grad? No, Louisville, something in Kentucky. Kayla, talk to us, girl. Where did you take?
Well, while you're waiting for Kayla to tell you that,
I don't remember that.
I'm going to talk to Tevin. Yeah, public speaking and child and family studies. And actually, my public speaking, my speech class that I had to take, I was required to take. I have 4 favorites. So you just reminded me of that. Because I was devastated by this breakup from some guy whose nameless and means nothing to us. He's a good friend. I mean, he's a friend of ours now, but he's in the past.
Chip on her shoulder.
But anyways, and I had to give a speech that night. It was for my final grade. For my final grade. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't pull myself together. He was so kind to me. He let me do something else, write papers, write something, and turn it in. And so I passed the class. So Tevin, my public speaking holds a memory in my brain too. All right. Kayla said. Western Kentucky.
See?
Elective.
Western and her New Testament was an elective.
So it was a good New Testament professor.
I was trying to put two together. Where did it all add up? I thought maybe, amazing that sometimes I do.
Mom, all the others paled in comparison. Oh, that was nice, Scott. His mom was his favorite professor, teacher.
That's sweet.
That is sweet.
Especially on Mother's Day weekend coming up. Way to go. We'll copy and paste that, send it to your mom.
Both your professors are believers. That's great, Tevin. Kim, our favorite seafood? Mine would be lobster. I really like lobster.
Oh, what?
Sorry.
That is not true.
Backed up.
That is not true.
No, I like lobster, just the tail when someone else cracks it and brings it out for me. I like it.
All right, we've been married over 40 years. How many times have you ordered lobster?
I don't, because it's too expensive. But that one time when those people took us out and then we had all the lobster we could eat, that was a memory.
We had a friend.
That was a really good memory.
He took us to this really nice country club in Fort Lauderdale, and it was lobster night. All you eat lobster. And they cracked it and pulled it out for you.
It was
put it on your plate. You ate it. They brought you another one. You ate it. They brought you. They just kept bringing them.
Yeah.
So there was no like messiness or anything. It was like.
So if I could have it like that would be my favorite all the time.
Chuck was his name. Great guy, Chuck.
Great guy.
He's gone to be with the Lord too. You know what? When you get older, you say that more about the people you know. Like, whoa.
It is true. That is very true.
He was a great friend, great brother, great encourager, and great lobster.
He wasn't a lobster.
He took us to the lobster bar.
Okay, we have no more questions. So what else?
No, we were going somewhere. Where were we going before we took?
You went back to Kayla. It was an elective.
We were on favorite professor.
Yeah, favorite.
And I gave you mine.
Teachers.
That's right. All right. Oh no! I was like, the favorite seafood is not going to work for you. The lobster, because you've never ordered it. It's not just because of money. Maybe it's sometimes, but.
It's not because of money.
You don't like to get it open. And
that's why I don't order it. I said, I don't order it because you have to work. Same reason I don't order crab legs. I really like those. I really do. Those are good too. There was also this guy, Fort Lauderdale was a great place to live for food. There was also this guy that owned a restaurant in Fort
He
Lauderdale.
did not own it.
What did he do?
He was a
worked.
chef.
He was a chef at a restaurant.
Yes.
And every Christmas, he would bring us a bucket full of golden stone crabs,
garlic
claws. Oh my word!
It was a stone crab.
What was it?
It was golden Alaskan.
They were so good.
Not
They weren't Alaskan,
They
'cause-
were golden crab legs
They were good.
cooked over and with a garlic butter sauce. And he would bring me every Christmas Eve this bucket of those to the service and say, God bless you. He was a great guy. Great guy. Every year. It was wonderful, man. We take those home. Woo! Awesome. But it's still, what do you order at Red Lobster?
Salmon.
I would say salmon's one of your favorites.
Yeah, I do like salmon. I do. A good salmon.
What's my
I like
favorite
them taste
seafood?
fishy.
Okay, 40 years. What's my favorite seafood? What? What? What's my favorite seafood?
Maui Mai, dolphin, blackened.
Yes.
I do know. Now, my favorite seafood memory, not seafood like catching actual seafood. Did I tell y'all about shrimping?
I don't think so.
Well, you have 1 minute to say yes or no because I don't want to tell a story twice. I do like a good crab patty. That's pretty good.
If they're made right, they got to be made right.
In Fort Lauderdale, I also first and only time I ever went shrimping.
First and only.
And it was crazy. Poly stayed home.
It was in the middle of the night.
He slept.
They
he
went
doesn't
at
like to do anything.
midnight, something like midnight. Because shrimp run, if y'all know anything about catching shrimp, you have to catch them when they're on the run. And that is, they're either coming in on the tide or out with the tide.
And it's a
So
river, right?
It's the tide shifting. Yeah, because it's going through the river out to the ocean or from the ocean into the river. By the inlets is where you would gather with all these boats and lights, and they would sit out there and party until someone started yelling, the shrimp are running, and then you just take nets and you just
There's all these boats with all these lights
scoop
just
them up.
anchored out all over the place. And they really do start yelling like that. And you scoop as fast as you can. And it's hard work because you're going against the tide and we just throw it in the back of the boat as fast as we can until the run is over. And then you go all these flopping shrimp and you bucket them up. And then you take them home and you pinch the heads off. So I took home, one or two? It was a ton.
It's a couple 5-gallon buckets.
And I had to wake Poly up. And then in the middle of the night, we pinched shrimp off and put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
That was a memory.
These are not like little shrimp.
No, these are
these are good size.
That was
shrimp.
fun.
But yeah, shrimp are running.
Okay, back off the food. Ooh, I like a good fried catfish. We're still and Florida seafood is delicious. All right, any other questions about anything besides food?
When you go to Florida seafood, there's something you have at the end of every meal if you know what you're doing with seafood in Florida. What is that?
Key lime pie?
Yes! Gotta have the key lime pie. And if it comes out green, send it back because it's not real.
Only eat the places where it's a pale yellow.
Key lime pie is never green. Never. Key lime is not.
Oh, clam digging, I've never gone. And actually, I don't like clams.
Who went clam digging?
Cheryl in college. She went to college in Maine. But I do like mussels, but the only place I've ever eaten them was in Canada.
That's right.
And they were fresh caught. And I did not think I would like those, but I did. But I would not try them any place other than just, like you said, right out of the ocean.
Where were you in Canada when you got there?
Prince Edward Island.
That's right. Home of
Anne of Green Gables.
That's right.
Which is another great series. Now, that's one I couldn't think of. I don't remember.
We went up there with a mission trip because we
really
have a
good
church
series.
plant. We worked with a church plant there years ago. What was that guy's name? Kevin? Can't remember.
I don't remember, but that's when I learned mission trips come in all shapes, sizes, and you learn something different from each one of them. And what I learned up there, what it sounds like Italy, like a beautiful spot, a vacation spot, Prince Edward Island in Canada. But that man worked harder. That pastor there, everybody was bivocational. It was a small congregation. If you wanted it done, you did it yourself. You ran all your own copies. You paid for it yourself. You did all your own church. Painting, taking out the trash, whatever was done, you did it by yourself or with, someone that volunteered to help you. And half of his men if not most all of them, were gone several months out of the year because they ran lobster boats. Was it lobster? Whale? Not whales. I think it was lobsters.
Tuna.
Whatever, they were fishing, they were gone out.
Tuna
And it
boats.
was like passed down, this kind of thing like Titans tickets, passed down, you know, from generation to generation. And so he also had to take care of all of those women that were left at home and their families. If
For
something
months.
went wrong, he was the person that they had called. And I had great respect for him. And I learned
Puckett.
that, yes, that it just
That was
really
his name.
made an impression on me that sometimes your work is not well known. Sometimes your work is not large, but it is large in the eyes of God. So whatever God calls you to do, whatever he's laid on your heart to do it, because you don't know who you're influencing. You've all read those stories, Billy Graham, Billy Sunday, all those great men of faith. Is some person whose name you can't remember is the one that told them about it, or, you know, you just know those stories. So
Reminds me of Abraham and Sarah.
right.
The promise of a great nation they never saw. The generations they never got to hear from. But they were faithful in where they were for the generations to come. Yep. All right. I've never done clam digging.
No, I've never done that either. Except for those little teeny ones that make those little holes. Then the tide goes out there. They go down. Water sucks them back up.
What?
Nothing. Let's move on. Okay. Shrimp traps. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, if you ever have to work with something long term, sometimes you don't like it. Like Poly he didn't eat pizza for years because in youth ministry, every meal, as you well know, is pizza.
18 years of youth ministry. When I got out of that,
He quit eating pizza
I
for
didn't
a
eat
long
pizza
time.
for years. I don't care what kind it was. I wasn't eating it.
Long time.
Oh, I was so sick of pizza.
Now,
But now I like it again.
yeah.
But I like good pizza. I like the good crust pizza. I don't like Domino's.
I can eat almost any kind of pizza. I just like pizza.
You know, Pizza Hut's okay. I like thin and crispy. I like Bellacino's. It's a different kind of pizza.
Okay, we're back on food again. This quarantine.
It's just a food night. It's just
well,
a
the
food
quarantine
night. That's
makes
all.
you just think about. It makes me think
Okay.
about food all the time.
It's a conversation.
Even pretty much I thought about before. Deep dish. Oh, I like deep dish occasionally, but my favorite is thin
Nope.
crust. I really like the
Chicago
thin crust.
deep dish. I went there all excited about it.
It was
I
good.
did it.
It's just totally different taste.
It wasn't for me.
I like it.
I would eat it again, but it's not Chicago.
Now,
deep dish
my
is not
thoughts.
my
How
thing.
many of y'all are doing the daily Bible readings that the church is doing through the year? If you are, just say yes, me, or whatever. Because this morning, every morning is very interesting when you slow down a little bit and just read a couple chapters. And I think about those. And sometimes it takes me all day. I'll go do something else. I'll come back and I'll read the middle section. Then I'll go and read the New Testament. This morning, I've noticed things, which is every time I read the word, which is why it's so much fun. You notice things that you've been reading this story for years, and all of a sudden you go, I've never noticed that before. I don't know if that happens to y'all too. But this morning, the story about the concubine and how he took her dead body home and chopped it up in 12. I mean, it's really I'm like, okay, I remember that story, but I never noticed the similarity between what happened there and what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah and how he sent it out. It was just crazy. And what the phrase that got me though is when the next morning and her hand was on the threshold. I can't even imagine how horrific that was and how horrible and how still that's such an awful story that God included of the depravity of man. And yet we still have that around with the sex trafficking and innocent children being snatched up and all those kinds of things. It's a really reminded me to pray more fervently for those kinds of people that have no choice or can't seem to find a way out of something that they're being forced to do. That woman didn't have a choice. And to lay there with her hand, like, what in the world? That just really struck me this morning. It was not on a pleasant level. It was just like, wow. He puts everything in there for our benefit, for us to learn from. And then it just went on and got sort of interesting again as they asked the Lord and they set up these tactics. People that are into the military battles, find this kind of stuff very interesting about, it was a big ambush that he did. I just never stopped and camped on that story for a while, but I thought about it for a while because there's not a lot that's changed between then and now, except I don't know anybody that's.
Answer Christy's question.
What was it? Deep dish or thin? I did.
No.
Oh.
Christy at the bottom. No.
Where are these studies? I apparently missed something. Oh,
the read through the Bible, is that what we're
talking
about?
Yeah, when did you? We had a little white.
We put out, it was a Bible you could draw on yourself, custom make the outside cover of the Bible. There's
if you were here that night when I did the donkey, showed you the donkey.
Daily readings through the scriptures. Now, if you want to join with us, it's not too late. Go to our website and in the search tab, just type Bible and hit enter. And it'll pull up the page, Read Through the Bible in 2020. And there you'll see where we are date-wise and where we are reading. Just join us wherever we are and pick it up from there. And there's also videos that you can watch at the beginning of each new book that explains the book and kind of where we are and not only historically, but biblically and with the gospel. It's really good stuff. And the videos are on Right Now Media. So you get that.
They're some of the best videos I've ever seen on Introduction to Bible Books.
Yes. So you can watch those as you read through the scripture. And then you have these great videos that give you an overview of the book you're going to read. And then the next book you're going to read. Right Now Media is where those are found. It's
usually 1 or 2 chapters in the Old Testament, Psalms or a portion of the Psalms if it's a longer one. And then 1 or 2 chapters in the New Testament.
We'll send you a text when those come out. If you want those, you're not getting them, email Deborah, my assistant, dstaggs, S-T-A-G-G-S, dstaggs at hermitagehills.com. She'll make sure you get on the text group. There's a lot of people who get that text once a month or so. It says, this is where we are. Here's the next video. Click this link and join with us in reading through the Bible. So we'd love for you to do that if you're not already.
And you will end the Old Testament, you'll just read through once. And then the Psalms and the New Testament, you'll read through twice. It will start over again in July, I think. So that will cut down my time since I have several things I add to my quiet time in the morning. And I'm actually drawing pictures sometimes and that kind of stuff because I like the journaling.
Welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah.
All right. We're right at 52. Any last questions or thoughts of where you guys are living and coming from? I do know this last week was a tough week for a lot of our friends and folks connected to our church as a result of the COVID and jobs. And there's a lot of companies that are making decisions that are hard and letting go people, good people who do great jobs. Has nothing to do with their ability or what they're doing. It's just, they just can't do it. So a number of Lifeway folks have lost their jobs. A number of people in our church who have businesses are having to furlough people, let people go. It's really a hard time. We understand that, and our thoughts and prayers are going out to those folks, and we're walking close with some of them.
What is tomorrow at 4? Did you say something was tomorrow at 4?
Tomorrow at 4.
I don't know.
There's lunch and learn tomorrow at 1. I don't know. What did I say was tomorrow at 4? I don't know.
Sorry.
Melinda, do you remember? Well, you would ask the question if you remember. What was the context I said that? I don't remember.
You may not have said it. Maybe something she heard and wanted to know. Couldn't remember what it was. We don't know either.
4. You have my phone. I don't have anything.
Well.
No. No. Oh, it was an email sent out. An email sent out and something was happening tomorrow at 4.
Yes, we are covering the plants. The temperature's gone crazy.
Boy, Melinda, now you got me really puzzled. really trying to think what that.
An email Polly sent out? You sent out an email? We are both losing our minds. Oh, he's going to have to get back with you on that.
Deborah Staggs, are you out there still? Do you know anything about this email that went out about something at 4? You know, when you're the pastor, sometimes emails go out with your name on them.
Especially like the ones I get that are signed by Polly. I'm going, oh, thank you. Couldn't you just come in the other room and told me that?
Dear Julie.
Yeah. Thank you for attending our church. You're welcome.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, love y'all.
Is she talking about
Stay
midweek
warm.
Service?
Midweek service. That's today would be a midweek service, wouldn't it?
I don't know. There is something everything this week by lunch and learn, something else at 4. I have to.
Sherry's trying to log on. Tell her it's too late. I'm fixing to log off.
Sherry's trying. Is that Cruz girl?
It was in the Friday newsletter email. Well, we don't know. If it's something we all needed to go to, or I'm sure, I mean, we might have to repeat it. I don't know.
No, I'll find it.
Okay. Well, we're leaving.
I'll find it. No, we can't leave till I find it. I don't leave people. I don't leave people hanging.
You're poor.
Let me find this email that went out.
She can hear you. Hi, Sherry.
Cruz, girl, where you been? Haven't seen you like 3 months. What's going on, Cruz? You haven't been in conversations, or I didn't know if you were. All right. What am I doing here? I'm looking for Hermitage Hills. All right. Okay. Here, boom. Thursday. Yeah, it's the 1 o'clock is lunch and learn, and then students midweek message on YouTube is 6 p.m. That's something something Michael Jenkins is doing with the student ministries each week is on Thursdays at 6. They gather around a YouTube thing like this. I think he goes up to the church and is in the high school room and presents some things for them. So, yeah, here, Julie. Here. Sorry to keep it.
Yes, I think the survey had good answers on it. I didn't ask Polly that, but I heard him. I heard him doing meetings every now and then. They seemed like they got some good answers, some good feedback.
And we are, and I'll give you guys a quick preview. We've got 5 phases that we're going to release this next week. 5 phases of getting back to church. And so we're going to take it slow and careful. We're trying to give as much thought to all the process. Be praying for potentially. Now, I heard the news tonight, so I don't know, but potentially we're trying to open for a church service on May 31st. May the 31st. There's going to be an 8:30 and a 10:30 service. And right now the planning is you can only sit on the ground floor. And we're going to have color-coded tape on the pews. So every 6 to 8 feet, there'll be a strip of orange tape or a strip of blue tape. So the 8:30 service, let's say, is the orange service. You can only sit where the orange tape is. The 10:30 service is the blue service. You can only sit where the blue tape is. That way, you don't sit where someone has already sat before. Plus, they're staggered, and you're at least 6 feet away from anyone in the room. And we're doing the ground floor only. And I know the balcony people don't like this. And please just go with this. Help us. Because we have to clean in between services. Can you imagine trying to clean that massive place? Between it would be just too difficult. And so to keep it more sterile, to keep it more clean, we're going to have 2 services, ground floor only. The ground floor sits 600 people. So let's say they're asking for 50% capacity. So that would be 300 people.
I don't believe they're going to start off with children's church right now.
No. It's church service, all ages, all at the same time. But we are going to offer at 10:30 a high risk area I think it's going to be up in the loft. And so people who are high risk, you have to wear a mask to be in that location. And it's a smaller group of people. So if you're high risk, you'll have a place to go. You'll watch it on the TVs, but you could be around some other people, but you have to wear a mask. In the worship center, you don't have to wear a mask.
Really?
If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. So that's where we are right now. And again, all this is still, we're still working all this out. And then, so that's just phase one. Phase one is open at the office. Phase two is opening up for worship service. And then we have 3, 4, 5 phases later that kind of open up slowly but surely the children's ministry and life groups and other things. So we'll tell you more about that later.
I think I could be speaking wrong. I think we're trying to follow how Nashville is going. And on the news tonight, seemed like what they were basing off of, their categories were all green except for 2 that were sort of yellow. Yeah. And so there is not red. So
they haven't hit phase 1 yet.
So
everybody's acting like we have, but we haven't. And so tomorrow was supposed to be the last of the stay at home. And the news said tonight they're going to extend that. They didn't say how long they're extended. But,
so I don't know.
But tomorrow's not the last day. They're expecting the mayor's office tomorrow to announce a later date.
Am I right that we're trying to sort of follow their recommendations?
Yeah, we're trying to be cooperative and supportive of the mayor and what they're saying and try to follow their pattern. So May 31st may get pushed back to June 7th, June 14th, June 21st. We don't know, but we're just, at least we got a plan, and all we got to do is move dates. We're just going to open the office first, and we're going to stage that, and then worship service only. We're going to do that for a while, and then we're going to add children's church later on down the road, and then we're going to open up life groups even later down the road. So we'll see. Be looking for our Friday email. Be looking for communication on social media. Go to our webpage in the weeks to come, and it'll define all that. They're working on how that is communicated and looked on now. So you just kind of got a sneak preview real quick. That's why I go.
And a prayer request, y'all read that from Kim. Pray for her friend Sharon Nichols' daughter Karen. So we need to remember her in prayer tonight.
Karen, yes. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming. It's been an hour. It's been great to be with you. Great to talk about all kinds of things, especially food. So hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Watch the cold weather coming. Take care of one another. We're praying for you. You pray for us. If you need anything, I'm a phone call away. 615-308-0212. 615-308-0212. Call, text, email. Let me know. Got a lot of great things that we can come alongside and assist a lot of folks. So thank you. God bless. And we'll catch you next week on Conversations. Later.